I'd like to give you a short tour of MyStatLab so that you can navigate well and find everything you need. Generally, you'll be going to MyStatLab either through the My Lab and Mastering link in the left margin or through some of the links in the modules area. I'm seeing more links than you will because I'm in my instructor version of the course. But generally you will just see the MyStatLab All Assignments link and the MyStatLab Course Home link. I will typically click on the Course Home link. When you get to the Course Home area, please note that there are a number of areas that show here that will possibly not show on your MyStatLab course. That's because these are instructor-only links. Now, the Course Home is where you will always start. There are a number of things here, including a calendar, some links here, some submission progress. Most of the time what you'll do is go straight to the homework link in the left margin or the quizzes and tests link, depending on what you're trying to do. If you go into homework, it will show you the full list of homework assignments. You can also change this to quizzes and tests view. You can also view only specific chapters if you'd like, but this will be the complete list of your homework assignments. It'll show time limit, attempts, gradebook score, it'll show the due date and whatnot. More assignments will become available as you progress through the course. Likewise with quizzes and tests. Same thing there. When quizzes and tests become available, they'll be listed here. Other resources you might be interested in would include chapter contents, which would be links to the ebook. You can navigate through the chapter contents here, or what I prefer to do is just click on chapter 1. You can go ahead and just go to the chapter opener or link to any link in the ebook, and what you'll see is that you have a nice table of contents that allows you to just navigate within the ebook here. So my table of contents over here on the left hand side allows me to go to any location in the textbook by clicking on the section number. I can also navigate through the book by clicking a page number and pushing the enter key on the keyboard. There are a number of other things here. I can go through the pages by just going through sequentially, next page, previous page, and so on. I can zoom in, zoom out. I can highlight things, include notes. I can search the textbook. So these textbooks are fairly useful, and they're fairly easy to navigate. I will try to always include page numbers when I recommend a specific location in the book so that you can navigate very quickly to that page. I'll go ahead and close the e-text now and come back here. Now when you navigate back, notice this is back to chapter contents, this is back to the main menu, and so we just covered chapter contents. Next thing I want to talk about is the multimedia library. If you're looking for very specific types of instructional videos, for example on StatCrunch or chapter test prep videos, these are great resources, or also videos which would include just any videos. This includes lecture videos for the sections, which are also linked through the ebook. We'll cover that a little bit later. So you can check those, specify the chapters, and say find now, and you'll find some nice resources. Another thing to note here is course tools. Most of this is not accessible to you because things like email, chat, document sharing, we do those things in Canvas. So the thing I'd like to mention here is the HTML ebook or the video transcripts for accessibility purposes. Now the gradebook will allow you to see your performance on assignments that are within MyStatLab, but this of course does not list all of the assignments in your course. These assignment grades will be synchronized with Canvas, so your full gradebook showing your complete course standing is actually in Canvas. But this gives you a nice up-to-date instant view of how you're doing on homework and quizzes. And of course you notice up here the Canvas tab and the MyStatLab tab. They're two different tabs, so you can just close out of MyStatLab anytime and your canvas is still open. So that's about it for navigating MyStatLab. If you have additional questions, please do feel free to ask. There are always a few little points that are confusing when you get started.